We here, we live. This is my first interview in a long time. I haven't done this in I'd say probably about 2 years. And this interview style is going to be a whole different approach. And it's different from when I first started doing YouTube. And this person right here that we have is a special part of this whole journey. He doesn't even know I'm about to say all of this, but he's really shaped a lot. He's really shaped how I see a lot of things as far as life and how I can take my business to a whole new level I never really imagined. And it all just started from music, but it's really deeper than that. And he's a very impactful person in my life. And the things that he's allowed me to be a part of has let me know that everything that you want to do in this life, you have to do it and do with passion, drive, and anything that you want is going to come. No cap. And I'm going to kick this interview off and ask you the first question. This whole project right here, who are you?
So my name is Bugus. I'm an artist, rapper, CEO of Diamond Records.
Thank you for being a part of this right here.
Absolutely,
Okay.
bro, of course.
So, I created this whole, project because I feel like a lot of people are kind of all over the place when they're young.
Right.
And sometimes you have to take a step back away from a crowd to get yourself together, understand who you are as a person,
right,
what direction you want to go in,
right,
and what steps you have to take to get to that point.
Right.
And it always starts with a goal, like where do you want to be at, where do you see yourself at?
Right.
And I want to say, what do you think, why should people follow their passions? Like, why is that an important thing?
Well, I think fulfillment. I think just being fulfilled and being happy, doing something that you love to do and being able to make money from it, you're going to be happy. You're not going to be a miserable adult. You're not going to be a person who just hates Mondays. Like you hear everybody say, oh, I hate Monday. You're not going to feel like that if you love what you do. You're going to look forward to Monday. So I think I think just for the sake of being fulfilled, because if you're miserable, that means you have a terrible quality of life. If you're just walking around sad all day or you just hate waking up. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important so you can just have a good life. So you can actually enjoy being alive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's you can enjoy every day.
Yeah.
If you hate what you do, and you dislike what you do because of how much you have to work in life. If you spend the majority of your life doing something you dislike to do, you're going to be miserable. So I think it's important to do what you want to do just for the sake of being happy and having a good quality of life.
When did you find your passion? At what age?
So I always loved music. I always loved music my whole life. But then I would say 15, 16, that's when I really started to mess with music for myself. To create.
I know that you came from a sports background at first. Yeah. But what made you jump into doing music? So
I left sports because of the politics. If you've played high school sports, you know what I'm about to talk about. You could be a good player on the team, but if the coach's son or the son of this kid or if this kid's dad donates to the booster club or whatever, they might put him in front of you even though you're better than him. Mm-hmm. He's going to be starting when you should be starting. Mm-hmm. So then we're doing 2-a-day workouts, we're doing all that shit, and then I realized that, there's politics, you could work hard and then get cheated out of your spot just because of politics, because someone's behind the scenes doing things. So when I realized that, I said I want to be involved in something where it's more of a one-man show and my destiny could be in my hands. So I first went to boxing and then I went to MMA because I wanted to do something where it was on me, Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be like, oh, I got to rely on this whole team. So that's why I started looking for individual sports where I could shine. And then that slowly pivoted me into music. So that's how I got to music.
So who were some of your early influences growing up?
In music? Lil Wayne, for sure. Wayne, Jay-Z, Kanye West, 50 Cent. Eminem, Birdman, definitely.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning of your...
And Diddy. Can't leave Diddy out. Diddy and Mace and DMX.
Damn.
Yeah. Diddy, Mace, DMX for sure. The first CD I ever bought was Harlem World by Mace. And the second CD I ever bought was It's Dark and It's Hell is Hot by DMX. We used to bump those shits crazy in my mom's car, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, in the beginning of your creative process, and just people, not process, journey, and I'm just going to speak for not just you, but just in general, like, there's a lot of doubt and fear that people have when it comes to creating.
Right.
How did you build your, like, mind and get it prepared for, I guess, the ups and downs of doing music and getting ready for the life that you wanted?
So, at first, when I first started, I just jumped into it. And I was so excited about it and I loved doing it that I wanted to do it so bad that I wasn't even thinking about failure. I wasn't thinking about, I was like, no, this is fire. Let's do, you know what I'm saying? I was loving what I was doing and I was having so much fun and I was so passionate about doing it. I wasn't even thinking about that shit. I wasn't even thinking about what are people going to say, none of that. I wanted to see what they would say. I wanted them to say something. I would make a song and go post it on everybody's Facebook. Just go on Facebook. It used to be called the Facebook wall. I used to just go on everybody's wall and just copy, paste my link, just spam. And then I would Facebook chat.
Yeah.
I would just click, copy, paste, send that shit to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wanted them to say something, even if they said it was whack. I wanted them to say something. Why? So I wasn't even thinking about it at all because I was so passionate about just doing it and excited and I wanted somebody to hear what I just did. So, you know, if they said something was good, if they said something was bad, I was just glad they were saying something.
Where did the early confidence come from? Like, was it,
I think
you just wasn't scared to just fail.
Yeah,
like, where does that come from?
I don't know. It's just natural, bro. It's just natural. And then being young, you're fucking 16.
You're not thinking too much.
Yeah, it's like, you know, life hasn't really beaten you up life hasn't knocked you down so many times just yet at 15.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you still have that beginner's luck and that like just fresh new confidence because you just haven't been tested yet.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to be confident when you haven't been tested. To still be confident after being tested and all that shit is different. But at 15, every little 15-year-old is a little arrogant piece of shit. Like every little 15-year-old kid is a little arrogant, little asshole because it's like they just think they're on top of the world because life, they don't have any real experiences. They haven't even been alive long enough to fail. So it's like you haven't been through nothing. So you're just naive. You're naively confident because you're just like, you haven't been bruised yet. Nothing has really, you know, you haven't been tested. You haven't gone through nothing. You're 15 years old. So what have you really gone through? So you're going to naturally be confident. It hasn't been knocked down.
Got you. So when did you start seeing progress after putting out music and spamming people on their feeds and everything?
Progress almost instantly. Because obviously you start off with 0 plays, you know, and then you see, oh, this shit has 1,000 plays now, or this shit has 2,000 or 3,000. So it's almost instantly because you started at 0. So progress happens immediately when you're at 0. You know, 400 people check it out. That's 400 plays. That's better than where you just were. Yeah. So you see progress pretty much instantly. And then you're getting feedback pretty much instantly. So, yeah, I would say you start to see progress pretty much instantly. Now, is it all the progress that you're trying to accomplish? Are you going to make it to point Z overnight? No. But you will begin to see progress, or I began to see progress almost immediately because I was starting at 0. Taking the slightest step forward was progress.
Right.
I was at the starting line. If I even rolled over, that's some progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started to see progress immediately.
So what does creativity mean to you?
What does creativity mean? I think just creating. I think creativity just means creation. It just means making something. Making something with whatever it is you do have. You know, sometimes being like when I started recording, we were recording with, we didn't have like a real microphone and all this. We had like a garage band type mic. We had a mic stand that was a camera tripod. It was like one of the tripods you have on these cameras. And then we didn't have a real pop filter. We had a hanger, and then we had pantyhose to create a pop filter type of effect. So pretty much, it's just being creative. Being creative is just making shit, making things, just making something with whatever it is you have.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to have all the best tools in the world. You can just start with what you have.
Yeah. So on that journey, how did you keep your, how did you persevere during like hard times or dark moments, even if you had those moments?
I've thought about this myself a few times, and I've come to a conclusion, and that conclusion is burning desire. Like, wanting something bad enough is how you keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's kind of like, I don't know if you saw that, the Making the Band with Diddy. Have you seen Making the Band? Where he asked them to go walk for cheesecake. So there's an episode of Making the Band. Diddy had this show on MTV called Making the Band, where like he was trying to sign people and make a group. And one of the tests he put them through to see how bad they wanted, he was like, y'all gotta walk X amount of miles to this store, go get me some cheesecake. When you want something bad enough, you will do it.
Yeah.
So whenever I was in a low point or at a roadblock or an obstacle, what pushed me through it was my desire for getting to where I'm trying to go. That was the real engine. You know what I'm saying? That desire, that passion, like, no, I want this shit bad. That's what keeps you going. For me, at least. That's what kept me going. Just wanting that shit. You can catch a huge L. But the fact that you're like, I want, that's why you get up. It doesn't keep you down because you want something so bad that doesn't matter what happens. You're going to keep moving.
Did those L's help you see things through a different lens?
Yeah, for sure. You study what you're doing wrong, and you study what you're doing right, and you just try to do more of what you're doing right and less of what you're doing wrong, and you learn.
So hopping back on dreams, when do you think people should start?
As early as possible.
Why?
Practice. Practice takes time. Practice makes perfect, and perfect takes time. So it's like, look at Michael Jackson, look at Beyonce, look at Tiger Woods, look at any of these people. They all started doing what they blew up for when they were toddlers. You know, Tiger Woods been playing golf since he was 3. You know, Venus and Serena, they've been playing tennis since they were 4, 5, 6. But then you hear about them when they're 20.
Yeah.
15 years of, so that's why it's important. It's important to start early. And another reason why it's important to start early is because when you start early, you can get those 10,000 hours in while you still live with your parents.
Yeah.
Because once you get into the real world, and you have to pay bills, it's going to be hard to find the time it's going to be hard to find time you can dedicate to something that doesn't make money. And for a long time, your craft or your business, whatever it is you're trying to get off the ground, for a long time, it's not going to make money. Let alone make enough money to pay all your bills and give you a comfortable life. That's going to take time.
That's going to take time.
So the smartest thing for you to do is to start putting in those 10,000 hours as early as fucking possible. If you could start doing whatever it is you want to do at 6 years old, beautiful. You work on that shit for 10 years, you'll be a master of your craft by 17, right when it's time to leave your parents' house. You might be good enough to make a living off of it by then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I say start as early as possible because it takes time to get good. It takes time to get great. And it takes time to be lucrative enough for you to focus on it and make a full living doing it and not have to have a job and do anything else. So I would say start as early as you can. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I think that the idea of perfect is just subjective too.
Right.
Like what we might think something is perfect, other people might think is ass.
Right.
And the person that's putting out that quote unquote perfect work might think is bare minimum work.
Right.
So,
but in some things, there is a definition that's perfect.
Like what?
Sports. Floyd Mayweather is perfect. 0 losses.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are certain things where perfection is attainable. He's perfect. He has not lost.
That nigga has not lost.
Yeah. He has a perfect record. He's been boxing since he was probably 5 or 6 years old. He's been probably boxing.
Wow.
Yeah. So the perfection is possible. In art, no, because there will always
I guess that's why I was leaning towards right there.
You know, in art, there will always be like, it's subjective. It's up for debate.
Yeah.
But there are certain fields where you could be perfect. Like, let's say you're a track star who's never lost a race. Or let's say you're a tennis player who's never lost a match. Like Floyd has never lost a fight.
Yeah.
Perfection exists.
Do you chase dreams or do you attract dreams?
It's a combination of both. You have to chase at first, I believe, because you have to do a certain amount of groundwork. There's a certain amount of, I was talking to somebody the other day and telling them, there's a certain amount of elbow grease that goes into anything you want to do. I don't care how much money you start off with or who you know, whatever. There's a certain amount of simple man hours or woman hours, whatever. There's a certain amount of elbow grease that you have to put into what you're doing. I don't care what connections you think you have. There's a certain amount of work you can't skip. So, what's the question again?
Do you attract dreams?
Yeah. So my point is that in that phase, you have to chase the dream. You have to be the proactive one doing things to bring that shit closer to you. You see what I'm saying? It's not just gonna. If you want to sing, Ryan Seacrest is not just gonna knock on your door one day and be like, "Come join American Idol." You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. It's like you have to go to the audition. You have to practice. You have to do things to make that shit happen.
Yeah.
So you have to chase it, and then, you know, you also can get to a point where you're just attracting it. But at a certain point, you do have to chase that shit. Because why I say that is because it's like, what, you think you're going to become a big star just because, like, you think you're going to become like Beyonce because you put on a sexy outfit and, like, look good or something? Yeah, it's not just going to land on you. You got to make that shit happen, bro.
Sometimes I feel like I step out the house and feel that way, though.
I mean,
I be waiting on it, and sometimes it just happens. Like,
certainly,
I might walk out the crib.
Yeah.
Go down the street.
Yeah.
Go to the store.
Okay.
Come back.
Yeah.
It'd be $100,000 in the driveway. I'm just attracting this shit, though.
Right. I mean, you have to attract things in certain ways, but you do have to hustle. There's no other way around it. You have to work. You have to work.
How has living off of creation shaped how you see the world?
For me, one of the biggest things that I've learned is how to use time. You know, like using time wisely, because
I'm not even trying to cut you off, but that was just perfect for one of the questions I just had. But keep going. Though.
Okay, so I would say it's how to use time, because I made a song 5+ years ago that's still making me money today and still paying my bills today. Mm-hmm. So I could have done anything else with my time that night 5 years ago. I could have gone to the movies. I could have fell asleep. Yeah. I could have went out to eat. But because I took that little 3-4 hours and went to the studio and made music, I learned that little one choice, I'm still benefiting off of that choice 5 years later. Every day that song is still being listened to. Every month I get a check from that song. So basically how I spent my time 5 years ago is still paying me money now in the present moment. Yeah. So that it changed my perspective. I'm like, oh shit, you need to spend your time doing things you need to spend today doing things that could pay you tomorrow and can continue to pay you in the future. Like, for instance, if you have a job, you know, and you go clock in, let's say you went to work 5 years ago, you clocked in for 8 hours. You were paid one time for that 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? And you've burnt that money. That shit's gone. Mm-hmm. But if you do something like music or another craft like music, something similar to music, that same 5 hours can pay you for the rest of your life. I'm still getting paid now from 5 hours I spent 5 years, a couple hours I spent in the studio 5 years ago. You know, a big artist like Drake. Drake is 2023. He's still getting money off of
printing money.
He's still getting money off, but yeah, exactly. Like imagine a song like One Dance.
Yeah.
A song he made 7 years ago, 2016, 7 years ago. He's still getting checks off of that now. So what I've learned by living off music is I've learned time management is real. Spend your time in a way that'll continue to pay you in the future. So like for me, it's like spend your time in the studio, make songs. There's very few other activities that I could do that make more sense than to make music. Mm-hmm. It's like there's not too many other things that you could do now that'll continue to pay you. If I make a song today and put it out, that shit will continue to get streamed forever. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, I learned to just use my time in a constructive way. Because I could have gone to the movies that night. I could have gone to the club or whatever, and that day would have just been wasted.
Yeah.
But because I did a constructive activity with my time and used my time wisely, I'm still benefiting off of using my time wisely.
Yeah.
So I learned that how you use your time is everything. Yeah.
So it's time real. Is time real?
I think so.
You think so? Is it relative?
I think time is real. I think...
Because I've been thinking about it this way, really. Like, I'm about to graduate, right?
Right.
After I graduate,
Right.
if I'm debt-free and all that shit, right?
Right.
I just have time on my hands.
Right.
Like, I don't have any obligations. I have nothing. I'm just a man in the world.
Right.
So it's like, it doesn't really exist. But, based off what you do, like, and if you're going off of a system,
Right.
time is relative.
Right.
If you clock into a job.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I think overall, time itself is real.
Like what? Like how you use it?
No, just time. The concept of time itself. I think it exists. I think that time passes.
Yeah, time passes. Yeah. I guess I'm thinking about the man-made aspect of it.
Oh, like being on like the Matrix clock and all that shit. I mean, yeah, that shit's real too. You just it's whether you're involved or not. But the shit exists. The shit exists.
All right, so I guess coming back to what we were originally talking about. When did you start seeing, like, the fruits of your labor? Like, actual shit where you can say, I'm getting paid off of this.
The very first time I did a paid show was like a year into making music. So that was one of the first times I saw, like, some fruit. Yeah. But, and then fruit is not always money, you know? Fruit is not always money. So sometimes, like, even just doing a free show, but people coming to see it, or people who get there, so people know some of the words, some of that's like fruits of your labor too. So that happened within like a year. And then financially, I'll say like 5-6 years into it is when, like, you know, you're making enough to make a living off of music. Or I was.
That's fire. Why do you think people give up on creating easily?
On creating?
Or just...
Well,
let me rephrase that.
I think a lot of artists don't think they can make it. So that's why a lot of people stop. A lot of people don't think that it's realistic. A lot of people don't think because what the media, growing up, what you see is you see either a starving artist or you see a Beyonce level artist.
Yeah.
And the world hasn't really seen people in the middle. You know, so the people in the middle traditionally were never in radio and TV and old forms of media. Now, due to the internet and social media, you're seeing more people making a living off music who may not necessarily be at a Drake level, but they're damn sure not on the corner with the cup asking for change. Mm-hmm. They're not no starving artists either. So there's a lot of artists making $150,000 a year. That's good.
Yeah.
You have to go to college to make that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Like most people.
Yeah.
Unless you're an entrepreneur or something like that.
Yeah.
But so I would say a lot of creatives give up because they just don't believe they can get there, because the only version of success that they think exists is being Beyonce. And at the top, it only looks like, oh man, there's only so many slots up there. Like, what's the likelihood of me becoming one of the 5? You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize there's a lot of levels. Like, you could be happy. You could have a good life and make $200,000 a year. You could have a good life and make $700,000 a year.
That's a great life.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to be a $30 million a year artist. Not everyone's going to be that.
And this is just
so like... a lot of artists and creatives give up because they think that it's starving or Beyonce. Yeah. They don't understand that there's many tiers in the middle that you could fall at. You could end up and you'd be very happy. Like $600,000 a year. Imagine making $600,000 a year doing something you love to do. That's $50,000 every month. Every 30 days on the first, you're getting a $50,000 check.
You are eating.
Yeah, you're happy. So people give up because they just see either I become Drake or I don't make it. Nah, there's shit in between, and you'd be real happy if you made it to one of them tiers in between.
I think psychology, business, in life
Yeah.
are all kind of like interconnected.
Absolutely.
And
for sure,
understanding that makes me want to have a business for the rest of my life. Like, because as you grow,
yeah,
you start seeing things that you wouldn't see when you were, I guess, younger, naive, whatever the case is.
Right.
Like, you develop another level of awareness for things.
Right.
And I think that people let their environment and certain people in their lives like influence their decisions.
Yeah.
And give them a certain lens on the world that they can't do things.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah.
Do you think that your dreams should scare you?
I mean, they don't necessarily have to scare you. It depends on it depends on what makes you afraid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My dreams don't scare me. That's not the right word. They don't scare me.
I guess I asked that.
That's just
that
a
question.
phrase that people say.
Like,
oh, I dream so big. It scares me. Like, shut the fuck up. So what do you just $1 million. Right. It's like, no, bro. Like, yes, dream big as hell.
Yeah.
Dream big to the point that when you talk about your dreams to other people, it comes off as unrealistic.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you tell somebody, man, I want to get a Honda one day, they'll be like, okay, you can get that. That's realistic. But if you're like, man, there's this car, there's only one of 6, and it's 18 million, they'll be like, well, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
But
they don't even know too, though. Like,
they don't know.
You could be that person to get.
Of course, but what I'm saying is that, no, my dreams don't scare me at all, because they're not scary.
Yeah.
They're fire. They make me smile. They're like, they enthuse me. Like, when I think about them, I get happy. I light up. Like, they don't scare me. They enthuse me. But yeah.
What I was about to say on that.
What was the question? There's another part I wanted to address.
It was just, should your dreams scare you?
Oh. I mean, I guess. Like, yes, I guess so. If that's what people say. I guess I understand the point that the quote is trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the answer is, yeah, they should.
I think I could have asked that a little bit better, though. But
it's all good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that being more aware of, like, my feelings now and how I move.
Right.
Decisions you make on a day-to-day basis are, like, crucial.
Absolutely.
And a good decision can put you in a room that can change your life, no cap.
Absolutely.
So, just be open to new things. Be open to new perspectives, ideas, and don't be closed-minded with it.
Right. Absolutely.
No cap. And I wanted you to fill in the blank with these right here.
Okay.
Humans are born to...
Humans are born to...
One word.
Live.
Fear is...
Necessary.
Music brings blank to my life.
Happiness.
I'm my best when I...
Try my best. Oh, you needed one word?
Yeah.
Hustle.
2023 rappers are missing what? No, blank.
Blank. I would say wisdom.
Why?
Because it's like there's no need to carry around $50,000, $100,000 in cash. It's just there's just certain things.
How come you can't do that?
Because it's not smart.
You would never do that.
It's not that I would never do that. It's just not wise. It's like, okay, it's like a smart person knows what to do. A wise person knows if you should do it or not. It's like a smart person knows what to say, but a wise person knows if you should say it. You could. It's like, you seen Friday, where he's like, where he's talking. Have you seen Friday? Yeah, where he's talking about Debo. He's like, yeah, you know when to shut the fuck up. When Debo leaves, you talk again. It's that simple. It's like, it's certain things don't make any sense. I think people need more common sense, more wisdom. You know, you're attracting problems to yourself. If you have $75,000 in cash on you and you're walking around areas where people are hungry, come on, it's It's common sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like people need to have more common sense, have more wisdom. If you're fucking with this chick that you know is no good, and then she sets you up and robs you, what'd you expect? You knew what you were dealing with, but you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying about wisdom. Wisdom is knowing if you should do something. Just because you have the ability to do it doesn't mean you should. Being wise is having discernment and knowing, nah, I probably shouldn't do that. It's probably not going to end up right for me.
Do you think it's important to have mentorship?
Huh?
Mentorship.
Yeah, it's more important to have common sense. It's more important to have some common sense because you're not going to always have a mentor around you.
Yeah.
But you should have your brain in your head at all times. Your brain is always going to be there. And you need to have some common sense in that shit. You need to have some common sense.
Yeah.
Simply put.
No, I get that.
Yeah, you need to have common sense. It's not that hard out here, bro. You just need to have some common sense.
I would still, depending on the day, I'd probably walk out. The most I'll probably have on cash on me, I'll probably walk out with like a 20 ball.
Okay, it sounds good on paper.
It sounds good on
paper.
Yeah,
it sounds good on paper, and it's like you might want to do that once or twice.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that like
that. I wouldn't move like that. That's what I'm saying. Like just being a walking lick. You're a come up.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, bro.
It's not perfect example.
Especially when you have cars.
Okay, it's like rappers are getting ran up on in Lenox Mall every day, and it's like if you're gonna wear $75,000 worth of jewelry and you don't have a security guard, that's what I'm talking about common sense.
Yeah,
having some wisdom. It's like I'm not about to wear $75,000 worth of jewelry and go to a homeless shelter.
Yeah,
and like straight up, like if you're about to go do some charity for people who are clearly less fortunate than you. Like you're about to go pass out food at a turkey drive at like a homeless shelter. You don't need to go there with all your chains on. It's like, God damn, one of these chains could change this man's life. Don't rub it in his face. That's just common sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're a punk and you tuck your chains. No, it's about having common sense and knowing what's appropriate for certain situations. I'm not going to pull up at a homeless shelter with a $50,000 necklace on because it's going to make people who are in a fucked up situation feel even worse. That's called emotional intelligence. You have to have emotional intelligence. You have to understand how what you do affects people. You have to be emotionally intelligent. So it's like rappers today need more common sense. You need more emotional intelligence. It's like no wonder you're getting robbed, chased, and beat out of your own shows and shit. It's because it's like you're pulling up in environments where people are struggling, suffering, and barely making it by, and you're dangling your success in their face.
Yeah.
Because and yes, you should have the right to wear your jewelry. You should have the right to wear things you've worked hard for sure, right? Yeah. But we don't live in a perfect world. We live in reality. And though you should have that right, that does not mean that you will be safe exercising it. You have the right to walk. You have the right to drive a Bugatti, but that does not mean you will be safe driving that shit.
Yeah.
Drive that shit or park it in the wrong neighborhood. Your life might be in jeopardy.
Or your wheels might get.
Exactly. So it's about common sense, wisdom, discernment. That's what people need today more than ever. It's just about having some common sense in your brain.
How do you feel about marketing artists in 2023? How is it? Well, how has your experience been marketing in 2023?
I've learned that it's all about content and it's about having a digital presence. You know, I feel like traditional forms of marketing are dead. Like billboards. I've never in my life looked at a billboard and be like, yep, I'm going to go stream that song because I saw it. You know, so traditional forms of marketing are dead. Like posters. Who the fuck looks at posters?
Yeah.
Billboards. I feel like the only real traditional form of marketing that's still effective is the radio. But I don't think television is even effective.
I think it's slowly dying, though.
Nah, radio's not dying. Radio's not going nowhere. Radio's huge.
Radio is huge.
That's just not going nowhere, bro. Radio is a staple.
I think it depends, though.
It's not going anywhere. Radio may not be where the youth discover music, but radio is a place where a lot of people...
It's still a large audience.
Hell yeah, bro.
I get it.
For sure. Radio is huge. There's a lot of people who are still old-fashioned.
Yeah, I was about to say, I forget about Gen Pop.
Yeah. The masses. Most people are not hip like that. A lot of people are just old-fashioned. Like, they just hop in the car, turn on the radio, and go to work.
Yeah. Because it's so crazy. It's like different layers to discovering stuff. Like,
right.
Some people's exposure to like what's going on.
Right.
It's just the radio.
Right. And some people,
but some people's actually tapped in, pulling in to
and some people are
that's crazy.
Sitting in front of a TV watching CNN still.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, but there's still a huge. My parents do that. They're from a different era.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents may do that. They're from a different.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, anything that I hear about from CNN, I get a notification on my phone. I don't sit there and watch the news. The news comes to me. You know, if I don't see it on my timeline, I don't see that shit.
Yeah.
Like if CNN's tweet doesn't make it into my feed, I don't know what's going on CNN.
Yeah. Do you think like this whole content, not wave or anything like that, but just the push to put out product all the time has diluted music?
It depends. I don't think there's a push to put out music all the time for established artists. I feel like for up and coming artists it's different, but obviously Beyonce does not have to put out music all the time.
Mm.
So I think that it I don't think it's watered down artists. It's just forced people actually to be more creative. As an artist, you have to actually be more creative and you have to do more. The music industry today, it asks more of an artist. You have to do more. You can't just make a song and drop it on Spotify and then no, you have to go make content for that. You have to go, you know, Gatorade doesn't just put their bottles on the shelves.
Yeah.
In Kroger, they make a commercial. You know, there has to be the content as the commercial to let people know that there's a product in the store. So you have to make content now to let people know, okay, I have a song on Spotify. So I think that content is important, and I think that modern marketing is based on content. I feel like if you have a brand that doesn't do well on social media, then
you just need to do better with
it's going to be hard for your brand.
Yeah.
Anything you're doing today needs to have a social media presence.
I mean, I think that's just the overall engine for any business, for a lot of businesses. Let me not say every business.
Right.
But
because it's about understanding where the world is.
Yeah.
No one's looking at the TV; they're looking at the TL, the timeline. So you have to enter the TL. No one's watching the TV like that.
Yeah.
So you have to know where people are at, and if you want your product to do well, you need to be where consumers are.
Yeah.
And they're on their phones.
Some of these artists are getting like no plays, and then all of a sudden they finally strike on a TikTok hit.
Okay.
Do you think, how do you think artists should put out music? Do you think it's just a single and then disappear? Do you think they should build up a catalog? What do you think? Like, what do you think?
I think
artists
whether you're doing singles or albums or EPs, whatever, you need to be consistent in whatever it is you choose to move with. And then you also need to be marketing. So I don't care if you're dropping a song, make sure you have content and marketing for that song. I don't care if it's an EP or an album, just make sure that you have proper marketing for it.
Yeah.
So you have to be consistent and have great marketing. That's what I think. I think you need to be consistent and you need to have consistently good marketing.
Do you think the old approach that you guys, when I say you guys, you and Russ used to use as far as one song a week approach, do you think that's still effective?
Yeah, I think it's still effective now because I know there's multiple artists I know who've copied that and it worked for them. So I know somebody who did a song a week all 2022 and he went from his catalog being something that maybe made $20 a month to now it makes $2,000 a month consistently, $2,000 every month consistently, and he did that through dropping a song a week. You know, just building up a catalog that people can just stream all day, 24/7. So I do think it's still effective, and yeah, I definitely think it's still effective. It may not work for you the way it worked for Russ or for the next person, but I do think that getting out a song a week for a certain amount of time, whether you can do that for 6 months or 1 year, whatever amount of time you can do it for, it'll help you build up a catalog. And that catalog will start to make money every single month and give you a steady income. Like, for some people, they'll be able to do a song a week, and then within a year of doing that, after they have 50, 60 songs out, they're making $3,000, $4,000 a month. They can quit their regular job and do music full time. Because now the same $4,000 they were getting from working at Starbucks all day, they're getting it off their music.
Yeah.
So now you can quit Starbucks and just focus on music full time.
No cap.
If you want. Or you could stay at Starbucks and now you got $8,000 a month coming in.
Yeah.
4 from each.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some people might be like, man, fuck this job. I'm going to go 100% in with the music.
Yeah.
Now that I can do it, now that it's giving me enough money to pay all my bills, all I got to do is wake up and go to the studio.
Okay, so now you're a label owner.
Okay.
How do you see artists now that you are an owner now instead of just an artist?
From a label perspective, like from a label perspective, you might look at artists, like when I hear a song or I might see an artist, you might look at it more so from a product standpoint. Like, okay, is this marketable? Can I sell this? Does this have commercial appeal? Is this something that could actually sell one day? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely gives you a little bit more of a business mind, because you're now looking at it. You're now looking at the commercial viability of it. You're looking at like the potential to make money.
Yeah.
So that's when your label hat is on. But then when I just want to listen to music and I'm listening to it freely, that's different. That's like just the artist side where you're just enjoying the music. But not everything I bump, I'll put my money into.
Yeah.
Because there's not everything that I listen to do I think will sell. So I want to put money into what I think I can make my money back. Because that's just realistically, niggas are not out here doing favors. So it's like, you put 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 behind somebody. You want to make your money back, and you want to make profit on top of it too. Because I'm not no one's out here just to break even.
Yeah.
So I think it gives you more understanding that labels aren't bad or these things and all that. You understand things from more of a business perspective, because you realize that, like, okay, you understand, like, an artist might not understand why a label wants to have it's called a +1 option on their deal. That means, like, okay, if you do 2 albums with me, I want to have a +1, meaning I want to have first rights to do your 3rd album. Because if I put $1 million into each of your first 2 albums, your 3rd album is probably going to be the biggest one, because now there's $2 million of marketing leading up to it.
Yeah.
So all the buzz that my $2 million and your music helped create, I don't want some other random person to walk in and they own your 3rd album, because now they're going to benefit off of momentum my money created. So that's the reason why labels will put that +1 there. When you're just an artist and you don't have that perspective, you think, oh man, they're just trying to trap me for another album.
It's business.
But on a business level, it's like, I'm not finna build you up so you can walk off. Straight up. It's not like it's cheaper to keep her, but it's like, it's not like it's cheaper to keep her, but more so it makes more sense to keep her.
Yeah.
Because I just spent $2 million.
We don't went too deep in.
Yeah. So now that I've put you everywhere, I've spent all this money on you as a label perspective, I'm not finna just let some random label come cash in on that 3rd album, because that's my investment that got it to that point. Yeah. Let's say your first album did $30K, week 1. Second album did $90K week 1. Now that you're projected to do like $135 week 1, you think I'm finna let you go somewhere else? Hell no.
Yeah.
That's how labels think, and it makes sense. And when you put up some of your money, you'll understand their perspective.
What do you look for in an artist?
Hunger, talent, obviously, that goes without saying. Talent, hunger, drive, motion. Like, in this era, right? In this era, back in the day, you know, when we were kids, it used to be on some like, oh, there's some girl singing at a church and some A&R hears you and he's like, man, she could be a star. Get her out the church.
Yeah.
And then you spend all this money and time trying to polish her. No, now, because of how easy it is to make music, if you don't have any motion on your own, that lets me know that the passion and the hunger and the drive's not there, because why don't you have any, why aren't you already doing this? So I want to work with somebody who's already headed towards their dreams. So I want to work with the kind of person who I know is going to make it with or without me. Like, this nigga's moving. So, like, let's partner up. So, the kind of person who just has talent, 0 followers, no mixtape, I don't want to work with you, bro. Because it's too easy for you to get started and get some buzz going for yourself, that you not having that lets me know you're not serious. You're not. You can make songs on your phone these days. You know what I'm saying? Lil Tyler, he blew up off of his iPhone before he didn't even go to the studio. So it's like, you not having any work done, having no portfolio, having no catalog, having no resume, it shows me that you're not that focused, hungry, or driven. That's a red flag. So I want to work with the kind of person who is talented as hell, but then when I look them up, there's some, he has some motion, because that shows me that he's serious. He's chasing his dream with or without me. I don't want nobody I got to babysit and push it around. Come on. No, I want the kind of person who is already going and can match my energy, because then we can work together. I don't want the kind of person who's just potential. Fuck all that shit. I don't care about your potential, bro. Like, make good on it. Yeah, don't in this era, there's no excuse to just be that talented girl singing in the church.
I feel like it's a lot of risk that comes with that.
With
trying to build someone up.
Yeah, no, because guess what? The coach can't want it more than the player.
Yeah.
The coach can't want to win more than the players. So if you have talent, yet you've done nothing with your talent, I'm not about to try to work with you and sign you, because it's like you don't want it that bad. If you really wanted it bad enough, you'd be doing things on your own at whatever level you can do it. You'd at least be in motion. And in general today, major labels aren't signing nobody who doesn't have some kind of motion anyway.
Yeah.
They're not finding anybody who has 0 followers and building. No, you have to be
already.
Be moving. It's a sign of a nigga that really wants it. He's already doing it. With or without you, he's going to make moves. That's the kind of person you want to team up with.
So, being an independent artist, are you against labels?
No. I've never been against labels. I don't think labels are bad. All you should be against is bad deals. Bad deals. Things that don't make sense is what I'm against. I'm not against anything that makes sense. Birdman's deal that he got with Cash Money made sense.
Yeah.
He got an 85-15. That's a $25 million credit line to $25 million advance to build up Cash Money, and an 85-15 profit split.
That's crazy.
A distribution deal, whether you know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. He would have been an idiot to say no to that.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't make it. So I'm not against major labels. I'm against bad deals. I'm against a bad opportunity. It's like a good opportunity is a good opportunity. It doesn't matter where it comes from. If it's a good opportunity for you, you don't want to let that just come across your desk without doing anything about it.
So what are some people or resources that upcoming artists should look at for information and become more aware
of what? The business
side of music?
I would say study a lot of interviews. You could learn a lot from other people. They say that a smart person learns from their own mistakes. A wise person learns from the mistakes of others. So you try to find people that you look up to or you want to kind of emulate or be like. You won't mind your life or career ending up like theirs, and listen to them talk. Listen to listen to their mistakes. Listen to their success stories and their failures, and try to learn as much as you can. But then also read, straight up, just read. There's books about the music business you can get off the internet. Buy them and read them. Simply put, read.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Alive, happy, healthy, doing what I love, and traveling the world, doing shows, having a lot of fans, giving people music that they love, and making music. Definitely. And doing other type of creative stuff as well.
What are you thinking about getting into?
Movies, TV, script writing, stuff like that.
Where does the script writing background come from? Or come from?
That's what I went to college for. I went to Morehouse. I graduated in basically TV and film. Yeah.
So this is something that it's kind of been in the tuck. That
Right. Yeah, exactly. So when I went to school, I wanted to just do something that I would actually use one day. I already knew I wanted to do music, but I didn't want to be one of those people who gets a degree that they don't even end up doing nothing with. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to get a degree in something that I would use one day. So I knew that one day I also wanted to get into making my own TV shows and making my own movies and documentaries and all that stuff.
Is that
TV and film is my second love. Music is my first.
Got you.
Yeah.
So would Diamond be kind of like the factory for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got you. What do you see Diamond being in the next? Well, what do you see? What would be the end goal for Diamond?
The end goal The end goal I would say to be a permanent fixture within the music business. Like to be like, yeah, to have like a permanent, to be a permanent established company. You know, like Rock Nation, for instance. They're going to be there if Jay-Z dies tomorrow or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not there's going to be Jay-Z, Rock Nation's going to be there.
Yeah.
Because he's built it up and he has people running it, and it's just a fixture of the industry. So that would be the goal, to set up something that can outlive myself and outlive, obviously, Russ as well. Set up something that can be of use to the industry and people and artists that can, you know, have longevity and be there long after we're done. I never wanted to build something that's only as relevant as long as you're relevant. Like a lot of rapper labels or rapper clothing lines. They're only as relevant as long as the artist is relevant. As soon as the artist is not hot, all that shit dies. So I don't want anything like that. I want something that's why I do think it's good to be like a silent investor on stuff. It's good to like have your hands in things and nobody knows. Because think about how many rappers have had clothing lines or labels. As soon as they are not hot, everything associated with them crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wants to sign to, like, I don't want to put nobody's name out there, but you know, like, nobody wants to sign to certain artists because that artist is not hot no more. You know? Signing to certain labels now just won't mean anything like it meant maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago. It just doesn't mean anything anymore because the artist is not hot.
Yeah, I was well, even now, I just think the power's with the artist right now. Right. More than ever. Right. Like, you can be seen in front of anybody's phone and you never know who's watching your thing.
Right.
Okay. What have you learned from watching your friend go from nothing to like superstar artist?
That hard work pays off. That's the first real lesson that you learn, is that, oh, this shit actually works out. Like, you work hard, something happens. Like, hard work pays off, and then you just have to keep working. You know, behind the doors of success is more work. You know, if you think like, you know, it's like even in sports, you know, the day you get your Lakers jersey is the day the work begins.
Yeah.
That was the end of one journey, but the start of a new one. You know, you had to sweat and sweat and sweat just to become that rookie. And now that you became that rookie, all that previous sweat doesn't matter. You now have a whole bunch of more work to do. So that's just the reality, is that, like, you can't rest on your laurels. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, Russ is not sitting around talking about what they want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to make more music. You got to keep moving. You can't. So success is really just a journey. It's not really no destination. There's no final destination. You don't stop working to the day you say you're retired. Because if you do, you're just gonna fall off. You know. But yeah, you just realize that there's no end goal. You know, after you go platinum, shit, nigga, you better have some new shit soon. Yeah. It's that
people
simple.
Move
yeah,
on,
people
bro.
move on. It's like you have to keep going.
It makes me think about, like, Brett.
Imagine if Drake is not to cut you off, but imagine if Drake is still out here trying to, like, oh yeah, man, I'm the guy that made one dance.
Yeah.
We don't care. He's made 20 hits since then.
Yeah.
So you have to just keep
going. Keep that momentum going. And he's been doing that for 15 years.
Yeah, you have to keep going. Or imagine, like, you know, you're only as good as your last shit. Like, just because you were the Super Bowl champions 2 years ago, no one cares, bro. No one cares about the 2018 Super Bowl champions. It's irrelevant. Keep going.
There's always new shit or new things coming out to, like, grab people's attention.
Right. Bro. So to answer your question, what I've learned is that hard work pays off and the work doesn't stop. Yeah. You might take moments to rest because that's natural. You need some rest. But to think that like you can just kick your legs up and be at, oh, I've made it, kick my legs up, you will be back broke and fucked up before you, as soon as, you know, you'll go back to that old life fast. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to keep going.
All right, bets. I'm going to end it off right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is pretty much a short, little, small conversation that we had. We normally have like 4-hour conversations, but we had to trim it down just for you guys to enjoy this. This is the beginning of a fresh new start, and there's going to be a lot of experimentation, growing, learning, failing, etc. But I'm excited to document the whole process because in the end, I believe all this will pay off. And I got to say, I appreciate you for doing this.
Bro, anytime. Anytime.
And this is video 1. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace.
Everybody check me out on Instagram at BUGUS. My TikTok is at BUGUS Diemon, DIEMON. Shout out to y'all. Check me out.
Appreciate y'all, man.